Ah, what a day. I slid in here, I swear to you, with like 2 minutes to start my show. But I'm here. Okay, I didn't back down. I didn't cancel. I didn't call it in. No. Ready to go. The skinny guy named Joe. And Asal Tante Oso. Spanish, look it up. Alexa, volume down to. Geez, she's like choking over there. R8RBEAR! Woo! Let's go. Let's go. Look, I'm just letting you know. I have a couple left. I'm not pushing them. I don't have to. I've only got a couple left. I swear to you, don't wait too much longer. I have, I started with 20. I'm down to 3. Often imitated, never duplicated. That fool with no hair, that shouts like Ric Flair. Woo! What? Woo! The R8RBEAR! Wait, what? R8RBEARS! Hi, neighbors. Alexa, shut your mouth. Tradish. R8RBEAR live. First comment. Woo. MVP tonight goes to, from YouTube, Mark Bear Vargas. He even wrote it down, put it in emoji, and he still got first place. Second place from YouTube, Oscar De Leon. What's up, D? Welcome to the show. Always there for R8RBEAR, Mark Vargas, Oscar De Leon, and Mount Rushmore, David Pell Kaliber. Oh, trust me. Josh Russell is one of the most dominant guys I've ever had, but Dustin King was that way, but for a lot longer. It's close. I don't like to juggle balls because it gets awkward, but Facebook, first place, gold medalist, Dustin King. Ooh, I went bassy there on that one. Second place, silver medal, Wilt Duncan. So now I got to do it because he won. Tell me something good. I apologize to the rest of my audience. I'm sorry. We're going to talk about football. I'm almost there. Third place, my bronze medal goes to my twin brother, Jerome Coleman. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. I don't remember how old you are, so I don't know if I'm your older brother or your little brother. So I'm just going to go with you're my little brother. It's almost like cheating. Yeah, you can't really, argue back with me except in comments. Vicky again, Bear. Hey, love. Always there for R8RBEAR. Troy Gill, what's up? You notice the mess that was behind me? That is all gone because it was won last night by Tony. Make it dip. I don't know if he's watching or not, but I just wanted to get that out there. Troy Gill, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Does anyone remember who I told you was going to get Jim Harbaugh? Anyone? No, I know Jim Van Nolen does because he pays attention when I'm talking. The rest of you just here because I'm cute and loud. Okay, no, there's some truth to that. No, but I won't argue it. Okay, here's the thing. Raiders, we beat the Chiefs. Sorry, I had to get one out. Okay. Where was I? I don't know. John B. James, what's up? Welcome to the show. I was wondering if Tony Make a Dip was here because he won last night. Did a good job. So, oh, you are here. Okay. Okay. I got you, Tony. Tony, I'll hit you up after the show. I mean, not right after the show, but shortly after the show. Corinna. Woo. True. Hello. Oh, right. All right. You got a live shot. That's right. Raiders. I'm going to get all of them, girl. Denton Rhodes. What's up, brother? Space Force. You know, I do it every time now. Every time. You can't fade me anymore. I do it every time. Alpha and Omega. Raiders. Put it foots in them. Okay. And don't come at me funny, because right now I'm in a mood and I will come right up your rear end. Tickle them tonsils with boots. Wait for it. Foots in them. That's right. I'm so much of a clown that someone made this for me. It was the Hanson family, Robert and his lovely wife, Trish, and I love them 100. So if they're watching, I love you guys. Yeah, we know Tony Dip won by Lokes last night. Think again, the rolling eye emoji was what got me. That was awesome. Bobby Ware, if you don't have a medallion already, are you really the Raider Bear family? Right? You can't be watching Raider Bear family if you don't have one of our medallions by now. I mean, come on now. Come on. Did I mention that I'm making a new one? Oh, breaking news tonight. I'm not playing. Look, see, I got this hard one right here, but my next one, I'm going black. Okay, so you see how all the little diamond stones, the little gems that go all around the outside of the letters, but then the actual letters, see, those are gems too, but if you look closely, they're black gems. Well, this time I'm going to flip-flop that. I'm going to make almost the entire face black and my name, Raider Bear, in white stones. Oh, and trust me, I've already seen it. It's dope. Don't wonder if it's good or not. It's incredible. But wait, watch. I'm going to take it a step further. And I can't even promise this, okay? But I'm trying to get the guys that make these for me to give me the necklaces that are the stones, but black stones. So it'll have a black stone chain to go along with the black Raider. I've already seen one. I swear it was mocked up and I was like, yes. What do you want to change about it, Raider Bear? Nothing. I love it. Mark Alvarez. What's up, brother? Family in the house. Do you think Mac's coming to Vegas? I like that. Yeah. And AP. What's up, AP? Welcome to the show. Ramiro Cashflow Castro said, great press conference, Bear. What are the chances for a return of the Mac or OC being Kellen Moore? Okay, I'll go on two of those there. Great question as always, Ramiro. Hi to the family. Okay, so the possibilities for Mac are there. Okay, but don't be surprised if it takes a little while. You have to remember this is a veteran player. They're going to want to make sure that they have all their all their I's dotted and all their T's crossed on contracts with some of these young kids and some of their own veterans. So they're going to have to deal with all that. But then when it's time to move on free agency, they will move on him. And for those of you who think that, well, what if we wait and some other team will swoop him up? It's not like that, because they'll have the exact same issues we do. They have to figure out their roster. They have to see who's going to be the roster spot for him. Because see, right now, every team that goes into this is going into it with a full roster. So you're cutting and releasing guys to make room for guys. And that's always hard, especially when it's a veteran, because you're getting an older guy. What if you bring him in, you let go of some young kid, and then the older guy gets hurt? And that's why you see so many guys go back and forth off of free agency, even if it's just to be on special teams. So the possibility of Mac, I got to say, is probably high, because he never said anything negative about Mark Davis. He said that he did not like John Gruden. He made that very clear. So why wouldn't he make it clear if he didn't like Mark Davis? So I'm not saying that's the absolute best sense that I just made, but I think it's pretty good sense. Better than $0.50 cents. Double joke. Senses change sense. Sorry, I know that wasn't. USMC in the house. What's up, TD? Look at you. Hey, and Tony, I'm going to have all that stuff you're heading your way in just a matter of a day or two. Mark, I don't know if he's coming, but you got me intrigued now. I won't lie. Mama Bear, Alpha said, what's up, girl? Yo, Raiders. What's up, Gabe? Welcome to the show. Sup, Travis Kelly? Always there for Raider Bear. Oh, look at my angel, fresh off of passing her driving testing today.
Yeah, who's always ready for you?
Huh? That's my girl. I knew you're going to be ready, girl. Every time. Give me that. All right. Your hair looks great.
Is my shirt cool too?
Wait, which one is that? Is that the chainsaw guy?
Yeah.
Nice. Come a little closer. Come a little closer. Let him really see it. Chainsaw Man. Yes, my daughter's crazy.
Wow.
Half of them won't even know what that is.
Crazy awesome.
Of that, there is no doubt, my love. Of that, no doubt. Of that, no doubt. Bobby Ware, Metal Round is just lucky I was putting the kids to bed, right? I know that's all it is. Lucky Pace. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. That's my guy right there. Dominic Cliva. Oh, wait up. And look, you guys know how genuine it is because I keep doing this. Please subscribe to Raider Bear Live. It's just $5 a month. You can cancel at any time, but you won't want to because we're giving to charities all around the world, and we're doing a lot to change the lives of people, both homeless, children with early onset cancer with St. Jude's, and Punks for Autism, which has been great. Actually, I should have brought that up sooner. Punks for Autism had a fantastic year last year, and they did tell me it was partly me because people were actually going into their email and saying, I saw this on Raider Bear, live from the Raider Bear, and I want to come get a shirt and help the cause. And I almost started crying. I won't lie. I almost started crying. A lot of people were doing it. Aloha Bear. What's up, John Souza? Welcome, brother. Okay, so let's get this out of the way first. So as far as Tom Telesco, Tom Telesco was just getting fired from the Chargers. I'm going to kind of give you guys his resume. Now, he's been with the Chargers for a decade. So see, in my opinion, it isn't necessary for me to go back beyond that because he's put in 10 years of GMing with the Chargers. And what is it we noticed about the Chargers all the time? They were pretty good. They always had a good wide receiver. They always had a pretty good running back. They had trouble working on their offensive line and their defense, especially up the middle. Did not too many big guys. They kind of play smaller in that way. Let guys shift and stunt and hope to make plays on the running game that way, as opposed to brute force, which is what we do with guys in the middle like Jenkins and Tyree Wilson. So I think he has a proven record when you consider a guy like Khalil Mack hit free agency and he pulled the trigger. Now, that was when he was with the Chicago Bears, not with us, but he still did it. On a guy who was on his second team now, you'd be bringing him to his third. You're having to trust that the veteran's going to still, show and prove. And he took the risk and he was right. So see, to me, you get rewarded for the big ones like that. You get tacked down for some of the bad ones. Also, Kellen Moore. I'm sorry, I didn't completely answer the last question I took about Kellen Moore. I don't think Kellen Moore is going to be our offensive coordinator, only because I think a team that's a little bit more desperate than we are is going to be the team that signs him. Probably someone like the Cardinals that are really looking to make a very big change. Denver is a possibility because even though Denver's head coach is an offensive coordinator, technically, he could come in and run a version of his offense, add some of his own plays to it. You see that all the time. So you could see Kellen Moore, but I would say you won't, only because his last two stops, his resume really didn't improve. He didn't do much for Dallas except get fired. And then now he's gone on to a new place and, he's been all right. Bear, could we start the next season already? Right. Oh, Mark Alvarez, first time on YouTube. Nice. Raider Bear family, I'm asking for prayers for my son. He's going to have a tracheostomy. Oh, okay. A tracheostomy tomorrow. Many thanks to everyone in advance. Mwah, we love you, girl. Prayers up to your boy. Ryan Nagel, I'm excited about AP and Tom Telesco. Honestly, Ryan, we as Raider fans, you know what I mean? We get right behind, the business of the Raiders because we're so loyal. But I'm with you. I'm actually excited. I'm not just like, okay, let's go and hope this works. No, I'm kind of excited because I feel like AP is doing something really smart. Now, to counter the Champ Kelly anger, and I want everyone to hear me carefully because I know there's some Champ Kelly questions getting typed probably now. I'm going to usurp that right now. And here, big words, Tommy, usurp. Now, usurp. Now, Champ Kelly did not lose the job. We talked about this just the other night. I told all of you he might not get the job, which he did not. And then he didn't get the job, but we brought in a guy who's a veteran, who's been doing this. He understands contracts, who to pay, who not to pay, way more experience. Now, Mark Davis himself said as a part of the press conference, we want him, but we want Champ to get some experience first. And by bringing this guy in, he would be Tom Telesco's assistant. So that means he's going to still make great money. He's still going to be in a good position. And I'll be honest with you, they probably won't announce this, but we know, I don't know how many of you know this, but I'm giving you something right now that's 100% set in stone. There is no debating this. Okay. Mark Davis really likes Champ Kelly. I mean, he really likes him. And so the first thing I got from people I know on the inside was that Mark Davis didn't want him to get the job because Mark Davis likes him so much more as a gopher. Now, I know most of you know what a gopher is, but a gopher is go get it. Go get stuff for me. You know what I mean? You see him on Hollywood sets all the time. The director has a guy just right next to him. So whenever he needs a Starbucks or he says, I need some more M&Ms, or you just send the gopher to go get it. Well, that's what he is to Mark Davis. But Mark Davis is showing him respect. And when I say that, I mean, he's not calling him that. He's simply saying, that's my number one guy. That's my guy. He helps me with my organization, with the interviews, and with keeping on my schedule, which is really what he's been doing these last few years. He's been helping in other ways, but for the most part, he's sort of been Mark Davis's guy. So now he gets to stay under the roof, and I think they're going to give him a little bump up. I really do, because they made a big deal out of the assistant general manager title that they were wanting to give him. And whenever you're changing their title, you're changing their designation, then you're changing their payroll. So I would imagine they're going to give him a little more, nothing crazy, but let's say if he made $7 million a year, he'll probably move it up to 7.5 or 8, you know what I mean? Just to keep him in the house. And then if Tom Telesco doesn't work out, you know what I mean? Because even if Tom Telesco sucks as a general manager, we'll be able to see that, and he'll still be getting experience. Even if he sucks, he'll be learning how he does things, timing, who to call, who not to call, moves you should make on the phone, etc., etc. He's going to give him all that strategy, and then he's also going to go through a draft with him before we can even know whether or not Tom Telesco is the right guy or not. You get what I'm saying? So in my opinion, Champ Kelly and Tom Telesco are covered for the next 2 years. That's 2 drafts plus free agents to where we can see what Tom's doing. And if, say, he brings in 9 guys and 6 of them are good, 7 of them are good, that's pretty good. If he can do that, you know, bring us just a handful of guys that they're not necessarily all-stars, but every time we see those guys he picked up, they're making plays. You know what I mean? So I think that's going to happen. I think he's going to stay. How are we feeling about the new hires, Raider Nation? Dominic Clive, you know how they're feeling. They're feeling great about it. Tony, you were first yesterday. Harbaugh's finally official in Los Angeles. Yeah, but you know, I mean, come on, Travis. You know how long ago I gave you that. And to be honest with you, it just came down to common sense. I'm not patting myself on the back still. I'm not. I don't want anyone. Oh, wow, Bear's so smart because he picked where Jim Harbaugh was going to go. No, no. If I tell you you're going to be in a gunfight to save your life, okay, and you're going to be 50 feet apart, you and one other person, but there's nowhere to hide. You don't get a barrier or anything like that. You're just going to pick up a weapon and shoot at each other. Okay. If I give you 7 different machine guns, a bazooka, and a tank, and the person across from you has a pistol, why wouldn't you use the big guns? You sort of win the fight. They'd be dust. You know what I mean? And I think it's what we're going to do moving forward. I really do. I think that Champ's going to learn from Tom, and whether Tom works out or not, we'll have to talk about this in 2 years. Because you know I'm going to be doing the show still in 2 years. That's nothing. I'm in year 10 right now. Ooh, I love saying it out loud. Mama Bear. Hi, Mama Bear. Chris Strong said, I called it. He knew me. He watches my show. I'll be back hopefully before it's over. I have to go pick up my daughter. Okay, Vicky again. Drive careful. Bob Standard. Bear. Say what? Yeah. And they're all saying hi. Everyone. You should just wave at everybody. Bob Standard, I bought the bear chain and the bling. You know you did. I need one of those, right? Dominic, we got to talk, man. Pre-order, sign me up. Oh, Mama Bear, you got to get these people. You got to write all these people down. Okay, I'm going to hold them to it later when they go, what? I just meant that I love your show. They're all saying they want my battalion. I told them I only had 3 left. I know I'm getting more, but I don't know when those are going to get here. That could be a month, 2 months. I don't know. I'm gonna rush the guys. John B. James, the AP and Telesco press conference today was pretty good. Graham was present as well. Do you think this is a sign of hope for his future with us? Yes, to be quite honest with you. And I thought for sure that Paul Guenther was going to leave because he was going to see the grass is greener on the other side for the money. But I got to admit, I'm shocked by this because if he hadn't gone to the press conference, we wouldn't even be talking about this. But because he went to the press conference, big smile on his face, clapping for the guy, to me, that tells me I'm the defensive coordinator. I'm Paul Guenther. And this GM we just got, I like him. I know that guy. He's got a work ethic. I've seen what he's done with the Chargers. I think I'm going to stay. I think the grass is plenty green on this side, especially when you consider no matter what Paul Gunther does, are there not going to be head coaching jobs next year or the year after that or the year after that? Of course there will. And if he comes back with us and has another hot year, then we might have to talk again, about whether or not he's going to stay, because I've never thought it's a good idea to stay if your income potential with these other teams is almost double, or closing in on double. I'm out of there. I love where I work. I love what I do. But if that was what was coming, I'd be out. The Cliff Kingsbury thing came up really quick, Travis Kelly. That's why I was kind of on board with it too. I don't know that he's not going to be picked as the OC, but what I do know is he was one of the earliest candidates that they interviewed. So that being the case, they may be now doing what it takes to satisfy the Rooney Rule and a couple other things, dot an I, cross a T, like I always like to say. And then Bob's your uncle. No, not you, Bob. So it's going to be Harbaugh to the Chargers. Yeah, Tony. To be honest with you, the reason why it was obvious to me was because, one, you had to look at the teams that were involved, okay? And there's really not too many teams involved that want to really jump for the last piece to get a Super Bowl. So, for example, most of the time when your last piece is the coach, that's the franchise's way of saying, oh, yeah, we got everything we need. We're going to get it rolling now. Roll for a Super Bowl. And obviously they're not. If anything, they're the exact opposite. But the Los Angeles Chargers are in denial, and their owner and basically let go of Tom Telesco after 10 years. Now, you could say that was a good idea, but I wouldn't. He could have just fired the coach. I don't know if I would have let go of Tom Telesco. And the fact that rhymes is just cool, but he's going to do some things for us. I don't think Telesco is going to be any problem. In fact, what I would say to you is not only will he not flop, but he will be good at the very minimum. In other words, he won't overpay and he'll bring in talent. It may not be Khalil Mack's superstar talent. They can get Khalil Mack out of free agency right now. But if Khalil Mack was like 26, 27 and he's warranting, a massive deal, then no, he wouldn't make that deal. But since he's been on the road a little bit, he's become a veteran, multi times. I could see Mack taking a little bit less and coming back to us. Oh, nice. Galvan. Is that official? Because I'm being honest with you guys. I was out on the road. I was on the freeway like 20 minutes ago. I beat you guys by like 2 minutes. Derwin James is a pretty bad dude, Fied Galvan. And that's one of the guys that we actually wanted in that particular draft. And they got him. And so I was bummed about that. And then it turned out he was a pretty good player. So there again is evidence of how he picks. He also went after Herbert and, the quarterback. And that guy, or Jones or whatever his name is, but the quarterback for the Los Angeles Chargers, there were guys in front of him. There were guys behind him that, had good pedigree, threw the ball well. And he went to that kid and he more than panned out. He broke a bunch of rookie records and really looked incredible. And then he regressed because the coach they had was just an idiot. And again, most of you that watch my show, you remember I said they would fail and that Staley would fall and get fired and they will do nothing. They won't win a Super Bowl. They won't win a division. They'll just fire that coach. Who was right? Right here. Because you could just tell he was an analytics geek. And he was like proud of it. He told people all the time, oh no, when the analytics say go for it on 4th and 7, I'm going for it. And I started laughing. I thought he was messing with the press. And then he started doing it. 4th and 4, get him out there. You're on your own 35. Did you realize that, right? If they stop you here, it's like a massive punt return over half field. What are you doing? Will Nanoff, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Steven Shaw, always there for Raider Bear. Tony, make it dip. Love what you do with your platform and the charities you give to. Much blessings, brother. Much blessings. And like that package you won last night, stars contributed to that, go directly to those charities that I was speaking of. So that's why when I say to Raider Nation family to feel good, not just about buying something nice, but realizing where the funds are going to go and they're doing more than just buying a thing. So if you bring it home, whatever I send you, and let's say you have it for 5, 6, 7 years, okay? Well beyond, where I'd be, making you mad if it broke or something like that. You could have it for 10 years and it's already made up its money right when you get it, because it's reminding you every time you look at it of what you did. Don't forget that. Oh, speaking of not forgetting that, Karina Hello. Thank you for the stars, though. What's up, love? Appreciate you. Okay, so let me see here. So someone last night asked me what I felt about free agency. as far as helping out Max Crosby and just, getting another guy on the other side of him so that when he's making plays, he's not having to shed two guys. Just beat one. He should be able to get to the ball and, eat a guy's throat. So, where is it? Okay, there. No, that's not it. I did it again, you guys. I can't believe this. I have a what's it called? A tab that I put all this in already. Let's see. So, yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's the one I was looking for. Okay. Now, just everyone real quick, I'm on Spot Track. That's SPOTRAC. So it's the word spot and then RAC, Spot Track. And that's the place to go. If you want to know what our cap space is, if you want to know who's available, quarterbacks, running backs, whatever the case may be, you'll find it on here. Now, right at the very top of the list is Kirk Cousins. Now, Kirk Cousins has been a quality player, a quality quarterback for many years, but he's never been able to get teams over the hump. Now, I feel sometimes like I feel kind of a Derek Carr coming off of him, where just what happened with Derek Carr, he was with us for 9 years, and then they wonder if he's going to be something different when he goes to St. Louis. I mean, I mean, the New Orleans Saints, and he wasn't. He was the exact same guy when he got there. He did the exact same things that drive you crazy, except he was fighting on camera with many of the players a lot more than he ever did for the Raiders. In one season, he fought more against the Saints than he fought his whole career against the Raiders. That's funny, but true. All right, so moving down. Okay, first, don't bring up Yannick Ngakoue with me, okay? Just don't. Just don't. I don't want Yannick Ngakoue. It's not because he can't play. It's not even because he was already a Raider. I don't like him. He's a good player. He's got the body. He's got it all, okay? Smart, but he acts like a dimwit. He does dim-witted things. He's the guy that when we had him that last year that we had him with us, he brought all the players out into the midfield of a game against Kansas City and was jumping up and down on their logo and saying, we're going to beat you guys up and this is going to go war and all these nonsense. And so the other Raiders did what they do out of honor and respect for their fellow teammate. They ran out in the middle of the field too. And the Chargers just looked at us like we were jack wagons because that's what we were doing. That was just jack wagon. Now, it was funny. I'll always laugh at it, but it was dumb because we got penalized and then they beat the hell out of us too. So I was like, come on, got to be smarter than that. Okay, so Carl Lawson, I'm going to go ahead and look at him first. I saw Leonard Williams too, but I feel like Leonard Williams is a little bit banged up. That's the big kid. He's with Seattle right now, but he's into free agency. And then also in that defensive end category, this is where I was going originally. Carl Lawson. Money-wise, I like it. He's with the Arizona. Now we would be. Oh, wait a minute. Is that Arizona? Oh no, it's the Jets. Okay, good. I'd want to double down on Arizona. Oh, and by the way, that kid Budda Baker, the real nice safety for the Cardinals, is going to be available, and that's interesting. I might even get off of Trayvon Moehrig if that guy was available because it's a win now league, guys. It's why people do what they do. Sometimes you'll see someone make a move during the season that just doesn't. It seems impulsive. You know what I mean? Like, for example, to me, for us to bring Khalil Mack back is semi-impulsive. Now, what do I mean by that? We're not good enough to act like when we bring in Mack, that's it, it's over. But in reality, we kind of are because our offense can slow the ball down. We have great running backs, a good offensive line that's going to get better with this next draft. But more importantly, we bring him in and bookends with Max Crosby. Oh, it's quarterbacks covered in barbecue chicken. You know what I mean? And they get eaten hard, a lot. Many sacks happening. Not to mention that it will be the best environment that Max Crosby's ever been in because you won't be able to double him anymore. And you bring in Khalil Mack, and if they decide to double team Max and see what the old man's got left, people are going to get thrown. I'll never forget it was the last year that we had Khalil Mack. I had this picture of him picking up a 360-pound man with one arm. And I'm not exaggerating. I'll have to find the picture. I'll try to repost it. But he got into his low stance. And then when he exploded up with two hands. But as the guy got into the air, he basically turned his wrist and was in midair pushing him away like he was a little Thanksgiving Day blimp. I couldn't believe it. It was one of the most amazing things, honestly, I've ever seen a football player do. You know what I mean? And so once he's done playing and we look at his highlights for a while, we're all going to wonder what we were doing. You know what I mean? Not getting that guy signed. Every team in the league is going to wonder, like, why didn't we trade for that guy? You know what I mean? Because all he is 35. 35. Okay. And by NFL means, that's a dinosaur. And yet he's not playing like one. You know what I mean? You go get that guy, especially when you consider one of the things you have to look at is their fitness. What are they like in the gym? What are they like personally? Are they the kind of person that motivates themselves, or they need their teammates and some rap music and hear metal banging before they can really get into it? You get guys like that, you know what I mean? One way or the other. Khalil Mack is an always ready guy. He doesn't need the weight room. You know what I mean? He's already huge. He works on cardio and taking care of his body. And that's it, guys. You know, does he lift weights? Of course. You know what I mean? But nowhere near like what he used to do. He's what he is. You know what I mean? At this point at 35. So now it's just about keeping it healthy. I would give that guy a 2-year deal on the spot if I saw him on the spot. Marcus Davenport, that's another good defensive end that's going to be available. Let's see. Romeo Aquara of Detroit. I thought that was okay because the Lions, you know, they had a good season. So that could be rubbing off. Bring that to us. And that would be great. Oh, my son's home. I can hear him in the kitchen talking to his mama. D'Amico Autry. Now, there's another guy that's a former Raider, but that one, he left us with class. When we told him we weren't going to sign him, he literally went, okay. And they talked about it. They were so surprised because you don't get that reaction from too many grown, you know, players that really are depending on this job and, you know, they're paying for their cars in their home. When they get cut or traded, you know, they're worried. They're upset. D'Amico Autry just stepped up like a man and said, thank you, sir. I understand. Have a good year. I'm going to move on. And he just moved on. And by the way, played freaking great. He played so good. I couldn't believe how good D'Amico Autry was for the Tennessee Titans. He was nice. Let's see. Okay, there's more. Calais Campbell. I've always liked Calais Campbell. I'm going to say he's a little bit on the older side. And the difference between him and Khalil Mack, Khalil Mack's always taking care of his body. Khalil doesn't. Calais Campbell doesn't do that. He's more of a, I am what I am. I eat what I like. You know what I mean? I keep it around the right weight and the right size, and then I lift weights and get ready for the season. I don't like guys like that. But he's a professional. He's just older. And I don't know if his body's going to hold up with him behaving that way. I know he's had some injuries in the past. The Buffalo Bills are going to lose Leonard Floyd. That could be interesting, although I don't think he has, you know, transcendent numbers or anything. I mean, he's pretty good. Another one from this winning team, these Detroit Lions, which sounds weird to say. Charles Harris. That's right, Charles Harris. And he's cheap, $6.5 million. That means with us, he probably would want somewhere in the neighborhood of the same thing, or maybe we get him for a little bit less, depending on his stats and things like that. Torrance Armstrong, the Dallas Cowboys. I don't really want anyone from Dallas. I feel like the Dallas Cowboy defensive players, without sounding like I'm trying to make fun of them, it just feels like they're pampered, spoiled players that they leave the Dallas situation and they go on to not perform very well because they think that all teams are like Dallas. You know, it's their only experience with an NFL team. And some of them have been on other teams, but for the most part, these Dallas Cowboys are all Dallas Cowboys. That's what they've been. And so for them, it's supposed to be like that, where your owners walk around through the locker room smiling and high-fiving players, rubbing their shoulders and go, "You going to go out there and get me a ring, boy?" You know, while he's pulling up his pants and having his brother or his son, dust his glasses off for him. "Here you go, daddy. I make the billions because I wipe my daddy's spectacles." That's right. They're not even glasses when you're as old as Jerry Jones. Okay. They're spectacles. Okay. Moving on. Brandon Graham. And again, Brandon Graham, Philadelphia Eagles. Now that's coming from winning. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Let's see. What's he getting paid? What's he getting paid though? Oh, 5.1. Wow. That was a big drop just from moving that. Wow. 6 million even to 5 even. That's a man. Let me see. Chuck Clark. That's a safety. Where's my other guys? Bilal Nichols, but he's going to be leaving us. So no, you know, not going to do that. One more time. One more. Give me one more. Come on, free agency. Give me one more good one. Mike Purcell from the Denver Broncos. That's interesting because you would be bringing in some of what the Broncos did last year. Now, you got to admit, usually when you get a new coach, Sean Casey especially, that's an offensive guru, they're going to change the playbook often yearly, you know, but they'll make the changes small enough that the players don't struggle, like the one that sounds like Y7 Banana 3 on Reno. You know what I mean? They're not going to then turn that into Blue Barnacle Fish Straight Seattle Break. No, it'll sound exactly the same, but it'll have a variation to it. Okay, so that's it as far as free agency because I'm not really seeing too much more that I really like. Brian Burns, but he was a Carolina Panther, but he's cheap at 3.3 million. The money's going way down as I move down just a handful of guys. I'll probably be under 3 million on this next one. Oh, nope, right at exactly 3 million. And another Buffalo Bill, Jordan Phillips. That could be another good fit. All right, let me go back up to the top here and see if I didn't miss any obviously cool stuff. Yeah, Leonard Williams, and that's it. That's the guy from the Jets, right? No, Seattle. But he wants 21 million, or at least that was what he was getting. So no. I think Telesco with Champ Kelly will pursue Justin Fields if the Bears use the first pick in the draft for another quarterback. Alpha and Omega, when you want an answer to a question like that you can't get the answer unless you're among the people, what you do is you watch their actions. Justin Fields came out and said, I'm ready to be with someone else. I'm ready to run a new offense. You don't do that unless you know the team you're with is moving on. And they are. I don't see any scenario where the Bears don't take Calais Campbell. Everyone could keep talking about, oh, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. And we all remember, any of us who've even seen a draft once, everything gets shuffled around, players get moved, teams pull draft up that you didn't realize would, and things like that. It always happens. So that's why when I predict these things, I keep it real low. You know what I mean? I may predict who we pick, you know what I mean? But to say which round, that's even harder, but I'll still do it. But for example, with our first pick, that kid, the cornerback from Alabama, Terrion, what was his name? I just want to make sure I say his last name right. Terrion Arnold. That's not even hard to remember. Terrion Arnold. I'll remember it next time. So Terrion Arnold, in my opinion, might be the way we go. Most people agree that he's the best, if not top 3 best cover corner guys coming out of this draft. Now, the reason I say cover corner is because when Mel Kiper Jr., I've learned when he says cover corner, he says cover first corner because he's saying this guy can run with anyone and just put a blanket on him. But can he tackle? And the nice part is he can. This is a very good tackler. He does not miss tackles. And you will hear Mel Kiper Jr. say that at one of his shows that he does. But I like everything about this pick. So see, it could get real boring because, because that would be boring. Let's be honest. I mean, I want Terrion Arnold, but at the same time, it's more exciting to think, oh, we're going to trade up into the top 5 or we're going to take, or, drop back and get 5 or 6 picks from 2 different teams. And, you know what I mean? Which, normally that's what you do when you're in a team that's not close. And I realize we feel like we're close, but, there were some games in there, man. If the Colts game goes a different way and the Vikings game goes a different way, we're not even talking about the offseason right now. We're in the playoffs. So, okay, so I went off on kind of a tangent there, Alpha. So I'm going to say to you, the first pick is going to be that defensive back. I just think that they're going to want to you got to have a good secondary. We've already improved, remember, with Marcus Epps in the safety category with free safety. Now with the strong safety being Trayvon Merrick, now you move forward, you get 2 corners. We've got Jack Jones and we have, I forgot his name. And that was my guy. Nate Hobbs. Okay. Sorry. It took me a second there. Nate Hobbs. I can't believe I forgot Nate Hobbs. That was one of my guys that I picked to become a great player. And he did. So, but yeah, with those guys, now, if you just add one more cover guy with Jack Jones, now you can move those 3 guys around from nickel to left side, right side, and so on. Let them be in man, let them be in zone, and they're going to play well, The only thing I'm worried about as far as tackling is Jack Jones. Jack Jones is kind of, don't get me wrong. Everyone loves that guy right now. I know he made the interception for a touchdown. He got the one against Mahomes. I get it. It felt incredible. But I don't see him as a big tackler. I don't see that. If you go back and you look at his college stats, you'll see what I'm talking about. He's a great player. You could see that, obviously, but I think maybe he might not be too solid against the run. Too solid with his tackling. John Leon, what's up, brother? Do you see Champ Kelly having a say and possibly vetoing some of the telecom picks? Okay, you meant Tom. You already got a bad nickname for him. I haven't had anyone do that yet. The honeymoon is over for John Leon real quick. All right, what's Tommy Telecom going to be doing? Honestly, Mark Davis will probably give Champ Kelly more sway in private than he does in public. In other words, if I'm Tom Telesco, I'm worried about Champ Kelly because he's Mark Davis's guy. And now you're going to go forward as Mark Davis and do something even more to make Tom worry and give, Champ Kelly probably a new title, probably more money, not a lot more, but just respect more to get him to stay here. If I wanted to stay with the Raiders and I love it here, okay, and I'm getting $7 million a year, if some other team offers me $8 million a year, a pretty decent bonus bump up, I probably don't go. Now, if it was 9, 10, or 11, and you're $3-4 million paying me beyond the Raiders, see, now I have to commit to that opportunity. It's one thing to want to play and be happy and stay with one roster, but you have to feed your family. This is a job. It's not about our hearts and us as fans. It's about him taking care of himself moving forward. So I think Telecom Tom is going to be, it's starting to stick. I think Telecom Tom is going to be pretty good. And I think Champ Kelly is going to be with the Raiders for a long time. He'll probably be who takes over after he's gone. Marcus Atchison, what's up? Welcome to the show. And let's not forget, just to put it in your mind, Tom Telesco is from the outside coming in. He's not a part of the family. We're going to try to make him a part of the family. Now, what I mean by that is you have the perfect scapegoat now. Scapegoat. Did any of us get mad when we got rid of Josh McDaniels? No, because we didn't like him. And so you're out. Well, it's going to be the same thing with Tom Telesco. If he has a terrible draft, if his free agency moves end up with injured guys all up and down our roster that don't work out, and then the second season, he does the same thing, not much of a draft. Most of those guys we got in the draft aren't panning out. One or two might even fall off the team. They're not good enough. Well, then you can get rid of Tom Telesco like that and move Champ right in as an interim role again. But then at the end of the season, this time, he would probably get the full job. Larry Brooks, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Yeah, exactly, Tony. Hope the Raiders bring back Mac because I can wear his jersey again, and I'm a Crosby dominant force. All right. What time Corinna will be in the play? That's something else. You guys talk to each other. Jose Tariquez, it's going to be a tough going against Andy Reid, Harbaugh, Peyton, and the refs. Yeah, our division didn't get easier, because now you've got Harbaugh going to the Chargers. But I would argue with you, bro, that the Chargers are in a rebuild. They don't want to say that, but they're in a rebuild. They're further off than we are. And so with that being said, I don't think Harbaugh is going to be able to put his stamp on that team until he's been there for about 3 years. And if you look back, traditionally, that's kind of how he does it. The first couple of years with the Santa Clara, the San Francisco 49ers, they were, okay. Then he got him to the Super Bowl. Then he almost got him within one game again. And then they said, okay, we've had enough of you. But see, that took him 4 years to get third year to get the team really scaring everyone. And then the fourth year tries to make it back to the Super Bowl, doesn't quite make it, gets let go because he's a nut job. Look, I don't care if you like Jim Harbaugh or not. He's a nut job, okay? It's a fact. I've met the guy personally. He's nuts. And you can deal with his nuts for a while, but that sounded bad. You can deal with his crazy for a while, but, not too long. With Patrick Graham being at the press conference, do you think he'll be staying? Honestly, yeah. I don't see any reason why you would do that. And I had someone ask me that question earlier. So if I didn't answer it clearly enough, let me say it loud and clearly enough. I think Paul Guenther is going to stay because his actions belie what the words are in the rumors and the press and so on. And that's just basically, he may be taking other, interviews. I mean, it's only smart business, take an interview. What if he's expecting $9 million and he goes to some team just to do the interview and they offer him 12? I mean, what's he supposed to do? Adios. I'm loyal. Okay. It's a birthmark. I'm loyal, but that doesn't mean I'm going to turn down that kind of money. You know what I mean? And I'll tell the Raiders, just keep a spot open for me. I'll come back. The logic quarterback veteran to bring in is Russell Wilson. Y'all know his wife, Sierra, is going to have a residency in Vegas, and we were one of the 3 teams he initially wanted to go to. I say let the donkeys pay him to be our quarterback. Yeah, the Broncos are up to their ears leveraged in the guaranteed parts of his contract. That's why they just let him go with two games left on the season like they did Derek Carr. They learned that from us. Graham was an introductory press conference. Hope he stays. Good sign he's there. Yeah, fight it is. It's a very good sign he's there. Jose Tariquez, I do not know the details of AP's contract yet. It's great to have a head coach who can speak and complete a statement without saying, that play, if we had a good block from the tight end. we probably would have, then scratch his head, because he's wearing a visor, there's no top, so now I can go like this and look even more like a monkey idiot. Fire that guy! Oh wait, I forgot we did. Sorry, that was reflex. I couldn't have it. Would agree that our biggest needs are a veteran quarterback, the O line, and help from Max and Kuntz on the D line. Again, Alpha, we agree a lot. You clearly know your football, but I would say that the offensive line is probably going to happen fast. I think that they'll look for a veteran quarterback, but when you argue that, I mean, how many guys are out there, that are veteran quarterbacks that we're going to see and say, oh yeah, we can win with that guy. You know what I mean? I love the black player for the Giants, and I say the black player. I'm not a race guy, but I just can't think of his name. But the backup that came in, and he's so nice, and I love him. And I know the last time I brought him up, I forgot his name, so I feel bad. But veteran quarterback, great touch on the ball. He gets hurt a lot, you know what I mean? But I think if you had a better offensive line, that wouldn't happen. So I could see him. I love that kid. Tony, make it dip. Good job. Appreciate you sending me your address so I can get that out to you. AP's BD Raider energy is off the chains, off the charts. Say it ain't so, right? It is. Do you know the details of it? No, I do not. Everybody's saying hi to Mama Bear. I'm almost caught up. Okay, it's good. Yeah, you wrote that. Okay. Let's see. Look at the red hair there. Everybody's talking about Mama Bear. I don't watch very often, do I? Chris Strong. Paul Gunther, Patrick Graham. I get it mixed up. 7 mil. I'm thinking around 800K. You're cheap, Lucky. Yeah, Patrick Graham. I didn't mean to say Paul Gunther. Patrick Graham. Guys, I this is my 10th year. Okay. If you're still giving me a hard time about messing up on a name here and there, okay, come on, man. I'm not running for president. You don't have to do that. Rose Ortega. Gunther, question mark. I miss Renfro in the offense. Do you think he is kept and with new OC and put him back in the mix? I do not. I do not see him in the mix. I feel like he was an effective weapon used by Derek Carr. But I don't know that another quarterback is going to be patient with a guy that he earns his catches through footwork alone, because he's not fast. He's not big. He doesn't exactly, well, no, his footwork is excellent. I was going to say he doesn't have exactly the best in and out, but he actually does. He has a good get off. He has a good in and out, what I often call a wiggle, so he has that wiggle. So he probably would play pretty well. No. Corinna, I'll let you know, Corinna. Tony, make it dips. If Tom knows the other teams, he studied them. Yeah, so he's coming in. He's going to hit the ground running. Even with free agency and the draft, he should be ready to go right now. Did you just say we're bringing Paul? Yes, I did. Okay, I misspoke. Patrick Graham is our defensive coordinator, and I love that guy. Try to remember, okay, when we first signed him, I gave you the breakdown on that guy. He plays defense like other people play chess, and I didn't just create that line. He said it. He said basically that every single play, he feels like that person's making a move on the board. Now it's my turn to make a move on the board. Then they make a move and I make a move, et cetera, et cetera. And I liked that logic. He was basically saying that it's that intricate now, football defensive play calling. And so I like that. Bear, did we sign a new defensive backs coach? I want to say yes. Let me see this, guys, real quick. Turn off my security on my phone here. Okay, put that down. Go like this. Hit that. Okay, I've got, because I take a lot of my notes with my phone. Okay, here we go. 10 seconds. Raiders have requested to interview Mike Caldwell. Okay. That was according to Bleacher Report and a guy named Jeremy Fowler. So they've requested an interview with Mike Caldwell. I'm not sure if that's for the defensive backs coach, but I think it is. I just don't hold me to that. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Joe Redmond, what's up? Welcome to the show. Jimbo to the Chargers. The West just got tougher. Yeah. But honestly, everyone has this idea that, they got Jim Harbaugh or they got, Harbaugh. So that means everything's going to be fine. No. Even with us, if we had got him, the first thing that I would have started my show with is, hey, Raider Nation, patience. And I know you're sick of hearing that word. You've been hearing it for 15 plus years, but patience, because Harbaugh is the kind of guy that he builds the team like you build a house. He starts with the foundation, then he builds it up, then he gets the windows and everything on, then he starts working on the roof, and then now you're going to get it. Because once he starts getting to the roof, the team's already pretty darn good. And he is good at that. You know what I mean? But I don't like the thing he brings with him, and that is this intense energy that just wears people out. Tony Dick at Dip said Bo Nix is going to be another Herbert. I can feel that. I can feel that. Oh, okay. Alpha Omega's okay. He's got the scoop here. We signed a new defensive back safety coach today from the Steelers. Is that the guy's name? Did I read the right one? Let me know. Nice lid bear, where you get it. I got this online from Raider Fanatics. Chris Jones, to make the waves in the now I'm doing it. Raiders would have the roughest front four in the NFL history. Okay, Stephen Lee, what's up? The middle would help Max. I like Kuntz. Honestly, Stephen Lee, I like Kuntz too. He's not going anywhere, and he's going to get another opportunity to start on that right side. But I'm not going to go. I'm not. It's not crazy. Okay, let's calm down. We've always wanted help at that right side for I don't know how long, way back before, since Bruce Irvin, who wasn't big enough to play the position. And, Malcolm Kuntz is a puffed up linebacker. So we'll see. I want to see another good season from him, because the first couple, it wasn't very good. John Gruden was getting on him. He almost got cut. McDaniels wouldn't play him very much. Both coaches probably weren't wrong. They just weren't patient enough to give him an opportunity. Whereas AP is exactly the opposite. If he sees potential in a player, he'll throw him out there, risk of wins and losses, and see what he's got. And I like that. And so we're going to know real quick if what he did this past season was a fluke, because he's going to get his opportunity. 559 Fresno in the house. What's up, Miguel? Bring back Mac. I think we need to make those into shirts. We need to make a bring back Mac shirt. Really try to push for that. Fide Galvan, Raider Nation is the only nation. Telesco feels the difference in being a Raider. It's not illegal for these other teams to use nation. I don't know, but it bothers me when I hear other teams use it. Yeah, honestly, I made an argument, Fide Galvan. If you look back, and you can use this if you want to, every single year they make hats of new designs for the draft and for the teams. And every single year they're different. Well, it was, I think, 4 years ago. Don't hold me to that. 3-4 years ago, somewhere in that range, when the new hats came out for the draft, they specifically added the words of what the fans call that team. So, for example, even though the Dallas Cowboys often say Cowboy Nation, their slogan was Cowboy Up, and that was what it was written on the back of theirs. The Kansas City Chiefs are considered the Kingdom, even though they send sometimes say, Chief Kingdom or whatever. But the only team that actually had the word nation written on their design of the hats for that year was the Raiders. Everyone else, up and down, all 32 teams, no one had nation but the Raiders. And I love that. I stand by that. I think that's incredible. I thought that was cool on the part of the designers for the hats. They made it clear there might be a lot of nation talk out there, but Raider Nation is the nation. I thought that was dope. Oh, bingo. Those three will be fire. Appreciate that. Carlos Magana. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Mac never wanted to leave the Raiders. Gruden's fault. Well, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, Bob. He would not have left. And if you remember correctly, I've said this many times. Go back to the press conference. I guarantee you can Google it. Go or YouTube it. Go back to the press conference where Khalil Mack was just signed by the Bears. He's going like this literally the entire time. He looked like a deer caught in the headlights of a freeway in a car racing out of it at 90 miles an hour. He did not want to be there. Stephen Lee paid the wrong guy. Okay. John B. James, with AP returning, what do you think the odds are of Jacob sticking around? Higher. I can't give you a percentage, but I'll answer the question you're asking me, John, because I know this will help answer your question. Yes, I would re-sign him. and I would assume a guy that's old school and a former player, and it's about the running game, and he comes from the era where you stand by running game, defense. That wins championships. That combination, not throwing the ball. Throwing the ball is nice. It can get you leads and everything, but that is not what wins football. Running and defense is what wins football games, period. I'm not saying to overpay for him, but I saw something where it sounded like he would maybe take a team-friendly deal. Maybe I misinterpreted what he said. No, you did not, John B. James. Just like my other viewer, Bob Standard, said, my good friend. There is already talk of Khalil Mack, and Khalil Mack has already made talk of, I'm not looking for someone to break the bank. I'm not even trying to break the bank on the Chargers. The Chargers are just doing a new thing, and they want to go with young talent, so I'm probably going to be out of here. You know what I mean? And that's it. So I would absolutely bring him in. What next? A veteran linebacker should we get? I don't know that I would go veteran at linebacker. I don't know if I would do that. I would rather get another linebacker, but I don't necessarily care if it's a veteran. If, for example, we were able to get one of the young, in his third year linebackers with, say, Carolina or Arizona, I would take that. I would look at their stats and see a guy, if he's got good tackles and he's got good sacks, at least respectable numbers, I would try to make a move for that guy. Because when you bring in veterans at linebacker, they always get hurt. Robert Spillane playing the whole season for us the way he did, I thought that was amazing because he was coming over from Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh didn't want to lose him initially, so there was some chaos there of him going to the Raiders. And then I'll never forget that game where he played so great and he had 2 interceptions, and the camera got right in his face, and he went, Raiders! And I already loved Robert Spillane. Most of you know, I told you right when we got Robert Spillane, before he even set foot in Vegas, before he got his gear, everything, I said, you guys are going to love that guy. He is going to be a leader of this team, which I was right about again. Tony Make a Dip, I don't mind that you don't want Fields. I think that he's kind of a bridge guy. If you take Fields, you're letting AP have a year, maybe 2 more, and then he goes for whatever the best quarterback may be floating around either in the draft, free agency, or both. There's some rumors heating up about Russell Wilson to the Raiders. Yeah, it's supposed to. To be honest with you, Russell Wilson's own people probably did that because they have to. Once you get to Russell Wilson's situation, they're no longer racing to him to give him a job. Now they're waiting for him and his PR people to reach out and say, hey, are you interested in, a guy that you could have, groom your next quarterback for 2 years? Anybody? So, and that's kind of what he is. Leonard Williams would give the Raiders a hometown discount. He's a lifelong Raider fan. I think Leonard Williams will, and I think Khalil Mack will. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And see, to me, I'm pulling the trigger on one of those 2 moves. I'm pulling the trigger on one of those 2 moves. We can't just remember what we saw in the defense last year, right? Everyone's proud of that. We all were, as Raider fans, male and female, we were sticking our chest out because we saw our defense really do something midfield and become a feared defense. Now, why sit on that and say, oh, it's good enough? No, go get Terry and Arnold. Go get somebody that's real good. And then offensive line help, veteran quarterback. For example, we've seen guys come out in the 3rd, 4th row at quarterback, round at quarterback, and, they can play. It doesn't have to be one of the first string guys. Appreciate the love on the lid, brother. Let's see. I think you're right because AP is a defensive guy. Yeah. Chris Robinson, where does Robertson fit in your eyes? Amik Robertson has been really nice, but I would be surprised if he lasts. Now, not because of anything with AP, but because he's been a Raider for a while. I mean, this is a guy that's been holding on by his bare knuckles, and I give him credit because Amik, I had us cutting him like 3 years ago. You know what I mean? I just felt like he was one of those guys that he's good, but he's never going to be great. And then since those 3 years have passed, he's gotten a little better. Next season, got a little better. This season, got a little better. And he's so up against it because they move him around from corner to free safety to strong safety, just wherever they need a guy. I even saw a couple times where they switched into a nickel formation and had him at linebacker. So he's a bad dude. But I got to say, honestly, I just don't know if he stays with the team because as player friendly and loyal as AP will be, is he going to be loyal to guys that he thinks he can find someone better? All right, let me see here. No state tax in Las Vegas versus Cali is a raise. Let's see. If we go get Mac, what would we do with Kuntz? Rotate him with Mac. We would, and to be more straight about it, to me, that's the best play to make. If you keep Kuntz and you get Khalil Mack back, is Khalil Mack going to be pissed if he's not starting? No. He knows what he is. And more importantly, he'll probably end up getting more snaps than Kuntz, whether he's the starter or not. But would I respect what Kuntz did last year? Absolutely. Especially when you're bringing in a guy that's 35. You know what I mean? But let's remember, he's the real deal, though. You know what I mean? There is no maybe with Khalil Mack. You get Khalil Mack back, good things happen. Israel Duran, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Amik is a dog. I have to admit that, Rendell. And you notice I was giving myself a lot of compliments about things that I said I got it right about with Harbaugh and all these other decisions that are going on with Champ Kelly staying, so on and so forth. But the Amik Robertson one, I was way off. I thought he was good, and I'll be honest with you. I have the quote. His own college coach said he's the first person in the door and the last person to leave. He's that committed to what he does. And you can't put that in people. They either have it or they don't. And that guy has it. He really does. Stephen Lee says Amik plays hard. I agree. Amik Robertson, I thought already said he's farewells to the nation. Well, that's happened before and they've re-signed him like 6 times or something like that. It's crazy. But yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere. And if he does, but I doubt it. I really like Amik. I hope he comes back. Yeah, there's a chance because remember, there's going to be roster moves, and Amik Robertson's not a guy that any team's just going to jump at. He's, you know what I mean? So they might look at him, but I guarantee you we have a little time to think about what we want to do in his case. Alexa, resume. All right, that's my show. Much love. Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force. For all you do, the energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice. Active and veteran, much love. Ooh, who still had 60 people watching the show right to the last minute? Ya boy, the R8RBEAR. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 4 and again at 8. R8RBEAR family page. Peace. No, I'm not going to do it over and over again this time. Yeah, I am. Peace. Oh, wait. Sexier. Peace.